Kol Haloim La, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rechakudash. Double honors to my leaders, the apostles, the great millstone. Shalom to the elect. I'm Lakamah back again to do the will, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. We get straight to it and let the scripture speak. Luke chapter 21, verse 1. And he looked up and saw the rich men casting their gifts into the treasury. And he saw also a certain poor widow casting in thither 2 mites. And he said, Of a truth I say unto you, that this poor widow had cast in more than they all. For all these have of their abundance cast in unto the offerings of Yahweh, but she of her penury had cast in all the living that she had. Right? So Yahweh shall witness rich men offering gifts to the treasury. And he also witnessed a poor widow. She offered 2 mites. A mite is a coin. Yahweh Shah said that the poor widow had cast in more than the rich man. The rich man had cast their abundance in unto the offerings of Yahweh, but she of her penury had cast in all the living that she had. Right. So the poor woman, the poor widow that cast the 2 mites to the treasury was more pleasing to Yahweh Shah than the rich men that cast their gifts into the treasury. Why? Because the woman had gave her last. The word penury means to be extremely poor, a severe poverty. Someone that's poor have a lack of resources, a lack of wealth, riches. So this poor widow offering was worth more than the rich men offering. Tobit chapter 4 verse 7. Give alms of thy substance. Alms could be money, it could be a gift, it could be food. Alms is basically like a offering or a donation. Giving alms is charity, which means volunteer to help those that are in need, whether they need money, whether they need food, clothes, etc. Give alms of thy substance. And when thou givest alms, let not thy eye be envious, neither turn thy face from any poor, and the face of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua shall not be turned away from thee. Right? So when you give alms of your substance, you gotta be sincere about it. You can't be envious when you give to someone. Like, damn, I could, like, say if you give a loved one some money, say if you gave them $50 because they needed it, and then you realize you gotta pay your phone bill, which is $50 in 2 days. Then when that day come, you like, damn, I could have used that $50 that I gave my loved one, whether it be a father, mother, brother, sister, your wife, child. You could have used that $50 that you gave to your loved one to pay your bill. So don't be envious when you give. Neither turn your face from any poor. Right. So if you see a poor person that's down and out, asking for change, asking for $1, if you got it, give it to them. I know me personally, when I see a homeless person on the street and they ask for money, and I don't have it, it bothers me in the spirit. So that's why I always try to keep, like, every time I get paid, I keep at least $20 in my wallet. Maybe $20, $10. Sometimes I forget, but when I forget, I get upset because the next day a homeless person just asked me for something. I'll be on the train, he just asked me for something, he or she, and I ain't got it. Like, even if you don't got it, at that time, say if you see a homeless person in the store and they ask you to buy them something to eat for $1 or something, go right in the store. That's what I'll do. For her homeless person, like in my neighborhood, it's always a homeless person in front of the store asking for something. And if I ain't got the change in my pocket, I ask them what they want. I'll buy for you. And I use my phone, use the Apple Pay, and purchase the item for them. So don't turn your face from any poor. This is what the scriptures are saying. Don't turn your face from the poor, those that are in need, especially your own people. And the faith in the face of Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua shall not be turned away from thee. Right, so if you don't turn your face from the poor, Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua is not going to turn his face from you when you need him. If thou has abundance, give alms accordingly. Right, so if you have abundance, if you have wealth, if the Lord blessed you with enough to provide, you give accordingly, appropriately. If thou have but a little, be not afraid to give according to that little. Right, so even if you have a little, even if you poor, be not afraid to give to that little. See, this is what Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua look at. He's checking our integrity. He's checking to see what type of person we are. So if you have abundance, you give accordingly. And even if you down and out and you ain't got it, still give, because as we read in Luke chapter 21, Yahweh Shah said that the poor widow gave more than the rich man. She gave just 2 coins. Rich man gave gives. But the 2 coins were worth more than the gives that the 2 coins that the poor widow gave was worth more than the gives that the rich man gave. Scripture says, Yahweh Shah said in the book of Matthew chapter 10 verse 8, freely ye have received and freely give. Scriptures also tell you in Ecclesiasticus, I believe that's 11th chapter, 21st verse, it tell you that it's an easy thing for Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua to make a poor man rich. So you could have been down and out all your life, In that moment, you give to someone that's less significant while you ain't got it yourself, but you got more than them. You probably just got only $10 on you. Give. Break bread. Give $1, $2, $3. The Lord bless you. Out of nowhere, the Lord just miraculously bless you with a beautiful job. You find a lump sum of money on the street. I remember back then, I used to find money all the time. When I was younger, I used to find money all the time. Like, it was regular for me. Why? Because I used to give. The Most High, He blessed me with examples such as, my father, my mother. That wore on me, just giving without feeling no way. Like, that was I looked at that like that's the right thing to do. So I followed those steps. Well, back in the days, my cousin's coming over, my sister, she asked me for a piece of a sandwich, or even my friends, at the basketball practice or at the school, probably only got like $5. And my friend ain't got nothing. And that's how it really was. One of my friends, close friends that I grew up with, he ain't have it a lot. He was a foster kid, living with his aunt. His aunt was spooky, so she wasn't giving him bread. She used to treat her son better than him. Feel me? And my friend was her brother's son, so she just was treating my friend bad. And I remember all the time, every day, my friend needed something. If I had it, I give it to him. We used to eat bacon, eggs, and cheese with the Doritos a lot. Sometimes we get the cocoa bread. I'll break it in half. If my father give me money and I got it, he got it. That's the mentality you gotta have. Just a quick little testimony. My cousins, my aunt, she mentally ill, so her children was, they ain't have it like that. So I always looked out for my cousins. This is a mentality that we should have. I see why I always used to find money. Every time I found some money, I'd buy a game. Let me not rant, but back at Tobit chapter 4, verse 8, if thou hast abundance, give alms accordingly. If thou have but a little, be not afraid to give according to that little. Right? Because let's just get that scripture. Ecclesiastes chapter 11, verse 21. Marvel not at the works of sinners, right? So don't be amazed. Don't be covetous at what another man got. Marvel not at the works of sinners. Don't follow the way of a sinner. You see somebody that's sinning, doing wrong, and they living good. It may seem that they living good, but scriptures tell you that judgment is not executed speedily. They gonna receive their judgment in the long run. Yahweh Shema Shah just building a case up. But trust in the Lord and abide in thy labor, right? So trust in Yahweh Shema Shah. Scripture says, trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not into thy own understanding. Because our ways are simple. For it is an easy thing in the sight of the Lord on the sudden to make a poor man rich. So it's an easy thing for Yahweh Shema Shah to make a man rich. It's an easy thing. Things that are impossible with man are possible with Yahweh Shema Shah, the God of Israel, the God of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Let's go back to Tobit, though. Tobit chapter 4, verse 9. For thou layest up a good treasure for thyself against the day of necessity. Right. And that's what we doing. We storing up our treasures in heaven. We not storing our treasures on earth. where thieves break in and steal, where moth and rust doth corrupt. We storing our treasures in heaven, which is that crown that Yahweh by Shemel Shah got waiting for us. Lord willing, we endure. So if you give alms, especially if you give the little that you have, you laying up treasures for yourself in the day of necessity. Because that alms do deliver from death and suffer it not to come into darkness, right? Alms deliver from death, okay? We're going to get a scripture to back that up. For alms is a good gift unto all that give in the sight of the Most High, right? So that woman, that poor widow that gave the 2 mites, 2 coins, gave that offering into the treasury, that was pleasing to the sight of Yahweh by Shemel Shah. Best believe that woman is going to be delivered when Yahweh Shah returns. So alms is a good gift unto all that give in the sight of Yahweh by Shemel Shah. 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 7. But the end of all things is at hand, right? The end of this age, the end of Esau, Edom, wicked kingdom. Esau, Edom is the so-called white man, the wicked that the Bible speaks of. So the end of this temporal world is at hand. It's near. The end is coming soon. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed it. The beginning of Jacob is the kingdom of Yahweh by Shemel Shah, everlasting rulership. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer, right? Meditating on the Lord Yahweh by Shemel Shah, being occupied until he come, meditating on prophecies, measuring the times diligently within itself. Being diligent, making our calling and election sure. We observing the times, measuring the times diligently, watching unto prayer, praying, fasting, loving our neighbor as thyself, fearing Yahweh by Shemel Shah first and foremost. And above all things, have fervent charity among yourselves, for charity shall cover the multitude of sins, right? So we should have fervent charity among ourselves, because charity covers the multitude of sins. What is charity? Brotherly love, benevolence, loving your brother and sister. It's also goodwill, giving alms, helping those that are in need. That's pleasing to Yahweh by Shemel Shah. And charity covered a multitude of sins. We liken us to filthy rags, so if charity covered a multitude of sins, the best thing to do is be charitable, be brotherly, be sisterly, sisters that's listening. Because we want to receive mercy. We want to receive that reward from Yahweh by Shemel Shah. Use hospitality one to another without grudging, right? Hospitality, being generous, helpful, being there for one another. Let's look up the word hospitality real quick. Hospitality, generous to guests. Greek word, Slakia, philoxenos, hospitable, generous to guests. And fond of guests, hospitable, given to lover of, use hospitality. Right, so we gotta be generous to one another. We gotta be helpful. If your brother or sister need a helping hand, you help them out, especially if you got it. It's proof in the scriptures. I brought out scriptures proving that it's good to give alms. Verse 10. Read verse 9 again. Use hospitality one to another without grudging. As every man have received the gift, even so minister the same one to another as good stewards of the manifold grace of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Right. Now, the elect is likened unto the body of Yahushua. Lord willing, with the elect, we were blessed with unique gifts. Scriptures tell you in Corinthians 12 chapter, diversity of gifts. You have men that were blessed with wisdom, men that could teach, men that could give, men and women that could give sound advice. Got helpers as well. That's part of the gifts. Someone that's a help. So use the gift that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua had given you. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua giveth. That Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua giveth all things. That Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua and all things may be glorified through Yahweh Shah, to whom be praise and dominion forever. Amen. Right. So if Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua blessed you with the gift, you should use it. Whether it be teaching, preaching on the highways and byways, breaking down scriptures, giving sound advice to a fellow brother, or even helping. When you help, being charitable, you giving alms. You giving those that need your help. You giving to those that need your help. Whether it be food, drink, a place to stay, some money to pay their bills. Those things are charitable. That's goodwill. And that's pleasing in the eyes of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. I'm going to close, Lord willing. This was edifying. Shalom.